start it up. Was a comment on the channel page. Someone didn't see how to start this engine up, so I'll show it to you. You take a shop towel, put underneath the mixer there. That needle valve is opened about 2/3 of a turn. So I found a piece of cardboard underneath that choke plate, and you turn the engine over. Okay. See, I only turned that flywheel one time with that piece of cardboard in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that cardboard out, and I'm going to set that choke plate. I'm going to set that choke plate about right there where it's at. It's very little. It's pretty well closed, but it's open enough. The type mixer it is and all, the interior effect taken into consideration. But we have some fuel up there, so I think maybe the engine ought to start next turn or two. So I'm going to turn on the electrical switch. Battery and the buzz coil down there. And I have camp fuel in the fuel tank. Oh yeah. Well, see, I think it should be choked again. Okay? We'll turn my flywheels again. With the choke opening about. That amount. I left the oiler on from a couple of days ago. I'll show you something. It don't take very much fuel, but it does take some. To the point that I've run this engine enough till it needs fuel in it. So the way you do that is screw the jar, and then the lid will rotate around out of the way. And I got some camp fuel there in the container there to put in there. Transfer. Okay, that's a pint. That's a pint container. That's a pint jar right there, and it's pretty well full. I think if the engine had a choice, it would like to have a full fuel tank. The reasoning for the fooling around though is I take full credit for it. I left the oiler. Well, I'm gonna fix that right there. I was thinking that it might ground out on that thing right there. So I put a tissue behind it, but I'm gonna change it over to this. That's a piece of rubber hose. Oh yeah, that'll work. I'm gonna put a, well, I'll try it on here and see. But that was the reason for the tissue there. But the reason for the fooling around is I left the oiler on and all the oil seeped and run down in the cylinder. So it's one of them situations. Oh yeah. See, as oily as that spark plug is, it would have never fired. You know, you couldn't get that running. So I'll clean that up, put it back in there. I'll probably have to clean that again. Yeah. But it was quite a bit of oil in that oiler. And that's what I was doing earlier is when I discovered it was all leaked out, then see, I probably should wash that out with something. Well, you know, that's not good. It's quite oily. That's asking a lot from a spark plug, I would think. But that's one of them center electrodes. You know, I should put another spark plug in there, but I'm gonna give it one. I'm gonna give it one try. The reason being is I expect it to get fouled again. And the thinking being, if I put a new plug in it now, it's just going to get fouled immediately. So I can put this in there and possibly it'll burn through. Oh yeah, I'll put a piece of I'll put a piece of shrink tubing on that. But it'll suffice for the time being. So let's start it up. Oh yeah, I hear the train in the fore distance. But these engines seem to take on a system of whatever a characteristic of that engine, that if you adhere to that procedure, you'll have some success with it. And that's where I've come to on this engine. In order to start it with the less amount of cranking on it, which is, I guess, the point of the whole thing, is a piece of cereal box, and you put it between that choke plate right there. See, acts as a gasket. So if you put that in there like that, that needle valve's already open 2/3 of the turn. And I got the switch off back here on the battery and the coil. So I think well, let's just turn it over and see what the suction would be. Okay, the only amount of cranking that you want to do on this engine is, okay, see, we got some fuel right there now. And it wouldn't do that with any other way. So I've already started it enough to where I think about right there, with maybe an adjustment, and keep that cardboard. You can use it tomorrow when you start it up. But that's all you do. It's got fuel. The needle valve's open. So if you give it some buzz coil and battery, and you crank the engine over, okay, I'm going to do it again. Oh yeah. Oil soaked. So I'm gonna clean it, put it back in there. Just cleaned it up a little bit, that's all. Okay, we'll try it with just the fuel that we have now that we've removed that drop of oil. We may have a different results. Take that plug out again. And as we suspected, oiled up again. Oh, it's a lot this time. I should get some brake cleaner and clean that with it. Wash that plug out with lacquer thinner. Blowed it out with the air hose. That's all it done. Coil box is off. Let's turn it on. See if it'll start. Clean that spark plug again. Oh yeah. Have to call this episode Smoke and Mirrors. Man, I shouldn't have left that oil on. You know. Uh-oh. Found that plug again. Showtime, I guess. We check that spark plug again. Airplane overhead.
In my backyard, our Middle Tennessee. It's a geographical center or something. Shop dogs. Hey, y'all go ahead and subscribe if you want to. Thumbs up or something, you know. According to these YouTube videos, they say it kind of helps someone's channel if you subscribe to them and put a thumbs up if you like something. I appreciate it now, for sure.